Okay, this is the key to section 12.1, part A. All right, number one, you're given this numerical expression and you want to determine what is the base and what is the exponent. So remember, the base would be the 2/5 and the exponent is 3. So this is 2/5 raised to the third power, or 2/5 cubed. So the base is 2/5 and the exponent is 3. All right, number two, now you need to be careful with something like number 2 because the base is not -7. The only number that's being raised to the second power is 7, not -7. So that is different than something like number 6. So number 6, here the base is -9 in number 6. And number 4, the base is 6 only, not -6. So remember, in a lesson we discussed the fact that if I want the base to be negative, I would need to enclose it in parentheses. So if it's not in parentheses, the base is only 6, not -6. If it is in parentheses, the base is -9. So over here, since there's no parentheses, the base is 7 only. So we're going to say 7 here, and then the exponent is 2. Now, all right, and whatever 7 squared is, in this case it will be 49, it will be a -49. Okay, number 3. So now number 3 through 10, you want to evaluate each of these expressions without using a calculator. So no decimals or anything like this. Do not use a calculator. You need to understand what this means. So 8 squared means 8 times 8. So you take the base and you multiply by itself the exponent number of times. So 8 times 8 is 64. All right, over here, the only thing that's being squared is 6. So this is going to be negative, whatever that is, it will be the opposite of 6 squared. So that'll be -6 times 6. See, 6 times 6 is the only thing being squared, so 6 times 6 is 36, and since there's a negative out in front, it'll be a -36. Over here, 1/5 cubed means 1/5 times itself 3 times. So you say 1 times 1 times 1, the numerator is just 1. The denominator, 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. Number 6, a -9 is the base, so that'll be -9 times -9, which is a +81. Over here, the only thing being squared is 9, so that's going to be 9 times 9, whatever that is. You're going to take the opposite of that. So 9 times 9 is 81, and so that becomes a -81. Over here, what's being cubed is -2, so that's -2 times -2 times -2, and then using the order of operations, a -2 times a -2 is a +4, and a +4 times a -2 is a -8. All right, and number 9, the only thing that's being cubed is 2, so that's 2 times 2 times 2, and whatever that product is, I'm going to take the opposite of that. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, so this becomes a -8. All right, order of operations, if you notice that this is multiplication and we're also raising 3 to the second power. So we got to do the exponent first. So 3 squared is 9. So that becomes 4 times 9, which is 36. All right, so that takes care of 3 through 10. Now in 11 through 18, what you want to do here is evaluate each of these expressions for these particular values of x and y's. So in number 11, here you're squaring x and you're told that x is a -5. Since x is a -5, and in fact I'd use parentheses in all of these, meaning this, in number 11, you're going to say -5 squared. So you got to be careful. You got to put -5 squared in parentheses in order for you to be able to see that this is 25. 5. Negative 5 times a negative 5 is 25. And number 12, what's being cubed is x. X is a negative 4. Put that in parentheses. So negative 4 cubed. And that's going to be negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. And a positive 16 times a negative 4 is a negative 64. And number 13, you have 7 times an x is 3. Notice I'm putting all these in parentheses, and that's being squared. And then using the order of operations, 3 squared is 9. And so I'm going to say 7 times 9 is 63. All right, number 14, you have negative 6 times 2 cubed. X is 2 here, and you're cubing it. So I got to do the order of operations. 2 cubed, this is 8. So this becomes negative 6 times 8, which is a negative 48. Oops, wrong one. So that 13 is 63. And then 14 is negative 48. All right, and number 15, notice is the same expression as number 14, except the value here is negative 2. So let's see what happens if the value is negative 2. So I get negative 6 times negative 2 cubed. Notice I have negative 2 in parentheses. A negative 2 cubed, remember negative 2 cubed, we have it here, right here. So negative 2 cubed, remember, is negative, let me get it right here. Negative 2 cubed, remember, is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So negative 2 cubed is negative 8. So this becomes negative 6 times negative 8. And a negative 6 times negative 8 is a positive 48. So this time my answer is a positive 48. Notice though in both, notice though in number 14, see, 2 is positive, so a positive number raised to any power is always positive. And then here, 2 is negative, so a negative number raised to an odd power, if you notice, it will always be negative. And a negative number, if I can find one, a negative number raised to an even power is always going to be positive. Okay, number 16, I'm going to do number 16 right here. Number 16, you have the expression negative 5, x squared times y. X is 3 and y is negative 5. So 3 squared times a negative 5. All right, so using the order of operations, I'm going to square first. So 3 squared is 9. That's 3 times 3. So you get negative 5 times 9 times a negative 5. And then using the order of operations, negative 5 times 9 is a negative 45, and a negative 45 times a negative 5, and I'm just going to go ahead and use a calculator here. So 45 times 5 is 45 times 5 is 225. So a negative times a negative is a positive, so it's a positive 225. All right, so that goes here. All right, number 17, I'm going to do that here. 17, you have negative 6 x cubed. X is 3, so I'm cubing that, times y, which is negative 5, and I'm squaring that. All right, so I get negative 6 times 3 cubed. Remember, 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 3 cubed. And so 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that's 27. And then negative 5 squared means negative 5 times negative 5, which is a positive 25, not a negative. So you got to be careful because a negative number raised to an even power is always going to be positive. All right, now I'm going to use a calculator with the rest of this. So negative 6 times 27. So negative 6 times 27, and then times 25, and you get negative 4,050. So negative 4,050. Okay, and number 18, let's do 18 here. Okay, 18, you have 3 times y, which is negative 2 to the 5th power, divided by 7. So negative 2 to the 5th power, let's use a calculator with that one. Negative, in parentheses, negative 2 raised to the 5th power. So you use this button here, raise, see how it looks, to the 5th power. Press equal, get negative 32. All right, so that's 3 times a negative 32 divided by 7. So 3 times negative 32, so negative 32 times 3 is negative 96, divided by 7. And what I would do is just see if this is a whole number. Just say negative 96 divided by 7. See, you get a decimal, so leave it like this. Leave it as a fraction. So it's negative 96 divided by 7. Now, if you did go ahead and write it as a mixed number, there's nothing wrong with that in this case. So let's see, 7 divided into 96. So 7 to 9 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract, you get 2. Bring down the 6. 7 to 26 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21 with a remainder of 5. So this is a negative 13 and 5 sevenths. 5 sevenths. That's what it is. Okay. All right. So that takes care of this worksheet.